open for over 300 days without regard for the damage of doing. After reviewing Judge Gorsuch's record, after meeting with him twice, after participating in 4 days of very well-run Senate Judiciary Committee confirmation hearings, submitting written questions, and getting feedback from literally thousands of Delawareans, I have decided that I will not support Judge Gorsuch's nomination in the Judiciary Committee today. Answered squarely. He told me that the Casey decision. Let me be clear, this action by my colleagues was unacceptable and has scarred this process and this body. As Senator Cornyn previously remarked, there has never been a partisan filibuster of a Supreme Court nominee in history. And while technically correct, I question what a 7-month refusal to hold a hearing or vote is, if not the longest partisan filibuster on this committee ever.
Unfortunately, Judge Gorsuch's answers were so diluted with ambiguity, one could not see where he stood, even on big and long-settled cases. Thanks very much, Mr. Chairman. Judge Gorsuch's views were difficult to discern because he refused to answer many questions, even basic questions that have been answered by previous nominees. So I want you to know, Mr. Chairman, you're allowing all members to fully. Unfortunately, based on Judge Gorsuch's record at the Department of Justice, his tenure on the bench, his appearance before the Senate, and his written questions for the record, I cannot support this nomination.
Senator from Utah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I must first and foremost vote my conscience, vote today and later this week. My conscience will not allow me to ratify the majority leader's actions. Not last year, not this year. I will not, I cannot support advancing this nomination.
Before the president made his announcement, Judge Gorsuch is eminently qualified. He's a mainstream judge who's earned the universal respect of his colleagues on the bench and in the bar. He applies the law as we in Congress write it, as the judicial oath says, without respect to persons, and he refuses to compromise his independence.
The Senate traditions are going to change over this man based on the times in which we live. And I find it ironic and sad that we're going to change the rules over somebody who's lived such a good life, who has been such a good law judge for such a long time. It says more about the Senate than it does Judge Gorsuch.
Enough of a statutory textual reason to disagree with them,